Let's watch the rest of this video from yesterday.
Now more on the female side than the male side, but I'm still like sitting on the fence with one leg over, if you know what I mean. If I did want a relationship with anybody, it's hard. How do you explain you're half male, half female?
I think you've got to pick your pub where you go.
When I go into pubs and that on my own, which is very infrequent, I quite often get chatted up. How do you refuse and how do you say it politely? It's one of these things where I sort of have a wedding and engagement ring on. People don't sort of ask you when they see that. To be honest, men are dangerous. You just can't tell one man from the other.
Are you attracted to men?
I am.
Did you ever think of yourself as gay?
No, I didn't. I just couldn't see that as being me at all. I always felt female. The hormones have softened me already soft skin.
I had a pack of tissues in here once.
They've changed the shape of my face slightly, and I've developed breasts with them. And of course, taking the anti-androgen is...
Side effects of steroids: shrinks male genitalia.
Made the genitalia even smaller. It's great. I wouldn't have done half the things I've done as Andrea is Andrew. I've never been happier. So my whole life has changed, and for the better.
Being an intersex person, I'm more female now, but psychologically, yes, there's some certain aspects there that, yes, I know what a man can be thinking. I felt I could, masturbate like a boy. I got sexual arousal from it. It wasn't everlasting, shall we say. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. But every time I did that, I felt that I was a woman. I was a young man, but I felt I was a young woman, because when I left school, I started dressing in girls' clothes properly.
Exactly.
I couldn't live as a woman with breasts that were fully formed, or nearly fully formed, and have a penis and testes. It is cosmetic, but one can have a functioning vagina. Okay, people might turn around and say, well, have you had a sexual relationship as a woman? The answer is once. And it hurt. It really did hurt. And I said, never again. A lot of people's eyes would probably pop out their head, and, well, you know, like that. But no, it did hurt. First of all, they do an orchidectomy. That means taking the testes out of the scrotal sac. Ladies, what would you like to drink? Some red wine, rosé and white. And then they take off the penile skin. The penile skin would be joined on to the scrotal skin to fashion a vagina. But like a lot of intersex people, I didn't have much tissue. So I've only a small vagina. It's about that, by about that wide. Cheers. Cheers. I actually got married. And I was with my partner 13.5 years. But I had explained to her about my physical being, which she accepted. You know, I'm different. I met this woman, she was the same age as me, and somehow the male side of me, psychologically, sort of kicked in, and you want your own car, reversing round to go out. All we've got is a heck of a lot of abuse from them. You know, just saying virtually tranny, transvestite, puff queer, the usual verbal abuse that we always get.
So the verbal abuse last night, you say, what time did that happen?
I was about 20 to 8.
And in Australia at least there's a precedent. A man with Klinefelters has successfully had his birth certificate changed to say I for intersex.
My view on it is that they were referring back to the original statute of the registration of a birth, that once you are registered, you are, you know, as registered.
You are either male or female. There's no in between.
Is it a boy or is it a girl? And Mum said, well, I don't really know because angels are sexless, you say. I just thought, well...
What we saw yesterday is that if you are born with a penis, it doesn't matter all the rest that you might be born with. You are a man biologically. And how can we prove this? First of all, the baby starts as a female, and once the development continues, if the chromosomes are set in place as to continue to be a female, that will be. If it's a male, it will further develop and create a penis. But since you have one there, even if it doesn't matter if it's underdeveloped, small, whatever, it already reveals that the body chose to go in that direction in terms of growth, that sex biologically. And besides, you see from the bone structure in the face, from the shoulders, from the torso, everything about the body is adapted to being a male, a biological male, a hunter. There is no space in the torso naturally in any of these people that we have been seeing for having a baby.
Fanboy it's a way for males or anyone who identifies as male to express their feminine side. How do I become a femboy? And the simple answer is you just say I am a femboy. There's no need to come out and say I am a femboy, world, look at me. Every look that you can imagine that you think would work in a masculine and a feminine way coming together, then you can define that as femboy. You're most likely used to only expressing one side of your gender, and that's the side that you've been told that you are.
Exactly. I mean, if you follow your instinct like animals in the wild do, like we would do as feral humans, you just naturally fulfill your place. You of course don't take any steroids and no other crap that will change who you truly are supposed to become. If there is some vestigial other organ, you wouldn't even think about it, you just live with the main one.
Being a femboy is specifically for a type of person, and I think this is a really harmful misconception that it is for very slim, naturally feminine shaped emo boys. Being a femboy is not a strict label that you have to stick to, and it's not a label that anyone's imposing on you. It's something that you might discover it by accident. And remember that by not causing conflict, you're the bigger person there.
Exactly. It's not a pleasant place to be where you're just thinking about these things all the time. What part of the gender spectrum am I in? Who cares? Just follow your natural instinct for as long as you live naturally, as in you don't take any pills, you eat natural foods, the foods that you would consume raw in the wild and would find them pleasant. All this thinking, all this wondering can never be good to you. Thanks for watching.